welcome
Hey.
in. Welcome to Travel Talk with Christy and Lena, or Lena and Christy, however you want to say it. We will be talking every Wednesday night about different topics in regards to travel. It could be Disney, it could be Universal, it could be Busch Gardens, it could be Dollywood, it could be just going to a city, whatever. And tonight we're specifically talking about value resorts at Walt Disney World.
Like, did you forget your topic already?
No. Man, I can't think today. It's been a long day. So, hey, Randy. So, we were talking on one of our other shows, and we keep talking about travel. And yeah, I believe it was a Coffee Corner, which is a business show on Wednesday mornings. And we realized we just needed to create a show that was specifically about travel because so many people ask so many questions. And we're going to theme it we're going to have a topic every week. So if you have any topic suggestions, just drop them in the chat or in a DM on one of our Instagrams. Both of our YouTubes and Instagrams are linked down in the description down below. But then there's mine, so they should be accurate because I swear, like, StreamYard does not like my links. It makes them go dead all the time. So those should be accurate. So for our value resorts, I figured we'd just start with the All-Stars and kind of describe what each one of them are.
Okay.
They are pretty much equal in the All-Star resorts. They're all pretty much equal in what they amenities they give you and everything. It's really just about the theming that's different.
And the one All-Star Music does have a couple family suites.
And that's the one that has the pool that has music in under the water, right?
That's Art of Animation.
Oh, Art of Animation, okay.
Yeah, All-Star Music, which isn't currently open, but we should be seeing some of these other resorts opening soon.
Yeah.
Is the only one of the All-Stars that has a family suite.
Yeah. And so there's the All-Stars, which are 3 of them. There's Pop, Century, and Art of Animation. Art of Animation also has family suites, and they're I got a little tidbit of information about that. Like if you're going into Art of Animation, you see the rooms you see the buildings that look almost exactly like the buildings over at Pop Century. That was originally going to be the second wing.
It was going to be the 1900s, the 1940s.
Yeah.
But then 9/11 happened and they ceased construction. You can actually go on YouTube and see people that went over and kind of explored.
That's cool. That would be cool to explore the abandoned areas. I saw a YouTube video once of someone exploring the one of the islands that had the island that used to have plants and
Discovery Island.
Discovery Island, that's it. And then when they did start building onto that Art of Animation, they just changed the name to Art of Animation, and they made family suites. So you have regular rooms and family suites over there. So for your All-Star resorts, you've got music, sports, and movies. And then each of those, they're all themed in regards to that. Everything is life size. We could bring it up on the screen. Maybe we should bring it up on the screen. What do you think?
Go for it.
And because they are geared towards groups of people as well as children, they have the arcades in the value resorts are bigger than the arcades that you'll see at the other resorts.
And here's a fun tip. If there is something going on with the pool, like it's raining and you can't go out to the pool, or one time there was a little brown floaty thing floating around in the pool. They have to shut down the pool to clean it because of rain or whatever. They actually will take and put the arcade games free.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it still says temporary closed on here. It doesn't even have a projected
Opening date. Mm-hmm.
I'm not with the words today.
What?
Said I'm not with the words today.
You are not with the words.
Mm-mm. All right. They don't even let you look at the resort pictures on Disney right now. So I'm going to have to do All-Star Sports and just go to images and show you guys.
One of the things that people are always really nervous about with the All-Stars is there's kind of a common misconception that they share a bus. And that is true, but it's also not true. If it is a really slow time of year, and I mean slow time of year, then you may have it to where one bus will stop at all three resorts. Similar to how, like, at Caribbean Beach, the one bus has multiple stops around the resort area before they go into the park.
So does Coronado Springs.
But if it is during a busy time of the year, like over the summer or during the holidays, each resort will have their own dedicated bus. Graga wants to know if you need a Snickers bar.
I'm not angry, but no, I just had keto ice cream. So hopefully that gets me. So we'll see. The other thing is none of the value resorts have sit-down dining. They are
correct. They're all quick service.
Yeah, they're all quick service, and it's like a cafeteria.
Yep.
So you go into it, and they'll have different sections and different types of foods. Like you'll have one that has like burgers and chicken, things like that. The pool comment got me typing that. Oh yeah, where I said like the music in the pool.
Also, and don't let the fact that it's cafeteria style detour you away from the value resorts.
Right.
It's still decent food. It's if you don't mind running into McDonald's, if you don't mind running into Taco Chico, if you don't mind Panda Express,
it's better than those places.
Yeah, it's going to be similar to going to those places, but better food.
Yeah. The All-Star resorts also have secret menus where they give you like
just music.
Yeah, it has like one of those whatever things.
The viewfinders.
Yeah, viewfinders. God, what is wrong with me today? To where you can look at the menu, like the secret menu, and order something on the secret menu. I've heard mixed reviews about them, but mostly they're like, yeah, this is really good. But it's like big and kind of heavy, the food is. So cool.
Yeah, I've seen several people that have done the secret menu, and it's kind of this big production. If you're going with kids and they either one, they like that kind of thing, or two, they've really hacked you off and you want to embarrass them.
Cinnamon bun hamburger.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's a cinnamon bun, as like the cinnamon bun is the bun for the hamburger.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something adventurous and kind of fun.
Yeah. And so in the value resort, your rooms are built a little bit smaller than they are in like a moderate and a deluxe resort, but they still sleep 4.
But you better really like each other.
Yeah. Or all be small people.
They just finished remodeling All-Star Movies, and it is the same room style setup as Pop. Pop is with the pull down bed. And so if it's just 2 people, when Sam and I were there in 2019, we actually left that folded up so that we did have a table and chairs there. It's very simple. One of my fears was if I were to sleep in it, it was gonna fold me up into the wall. But
welcome in, Eric.
hello, Eric. But it's not. It's not going to.
There's also a misconception is that people say that the value resorts don't have coffee makers in the room. That's not true. They do. They're not Keurigs like the value or like the deluxe resorts, but they are coffee makers, and they still have Joffrey's coffee. It's like a little disc looking thing.
Yeah. Now, before the remodel, that was correct. They didn't have coffee pots in the room prior to the remodel. Mm-hmm. But with the remodeled rooms, they are putting individual coffee makers in the rooms.
Yeah.
Something just to note about and this is kind of across the board for all resorts at Disney that are not a DVC room. You cannot have things like a crock pot or an electric skillet or something like that in your room. Or like a toaster. You can't have those in there. That's not allowed. It's a fire safety hazard.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome in.
I just pulled up some pictures.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot talk.
Google?
Yes. What is wrong with me?
Somebody mailed Christy a brain. Hers fell out earlier.
It did. It did. It just went kaplunk.
Kaplunk.
Right out of there. Right out of there. Okay. So I can't see the screen. So if I click on it, does it show the picture I click on?
Yep.
Okay.
This is All-Star Sports.
Yeah. So everything's oversized.
Mm-hmm.
You've got big basketball nets on the side. Different sections, like this section is obviously basketball. You've got a football section.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the pool.
Yep.
You got the entrance.
Yep.
And let's see if we can find a room.
Go back up. Go back up a little bit. Middle picture. Nope. Down a little bit. Down. Right there. Yep. Nope. Scroll up just a little bit. There you go. There's kind of a better picture of the football area. It's got big X's and O's on the field. So you can go send your kids, go run around one of the big O's 10 times and then come back to your room. Like, especially if they're driving you nuts.
The big X's and O's would make for some really cool pictures of poses and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if you can scroll and find it, but they also have a big foosball area.
Let's see.
Like, oversized foosball. That's the Ducks.
That's the baseball. And they do have, like, a pool, diamond-shaped pool.
Yeah, the pool is shaped like a ball diamond.
Here's a room before it was renovated.
Yeah, so that's what All-Star Sports, I think, currently looks like, because I don't think they haven't renovated yet or they are in the process thereof.
Well, they're not open, so right now is their best time to renovate.
Right.
But they are changing the floors to like a fake wood tile floor.
Yeah, a wood laminate. Yep. Mm-hmm. It is slick when you get out of the bathtub. So
put a rug down.
Go over to scroll. That you're still scrolling through room pictures.
Yes. I was looking to see if they had any rooms, but they didn't. Here's the baseball section.
Yep. Hello, Timothy Rainwaters. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Timothy. Here is your cafeteria area.
Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of a small glimpse of it. This is kind of your check-in area.
Let's see. Oh, here's the arcade. Like I said, the biggest arcades you're going to find are going to be at these value resorts.
Yep.
Because they don't have a fitness center, and all the others have, like, most of the moderates and deluxe have fitness centers and small arcades, whereas this one has arcades but no fitness center. Ooh, I like this shot.
This night shot, yeah.
Oh, here's a map.
Okay.
In reference to where you may want to stay, you've got right here your lobby area, and then surfs up is where the pool is. So this section, right, is that maybe.
Click on it.
Yeah, it is. So that's the Surfs Up section, which is like a preferred section right outside the lobby check-in area.
Yep.
I clicked on it and it went away to a different screen, so we won't do that. You got your Hoops Hotel over here. I can't tell what that one says. And this one over here is Touchdown, and then this one way over here, I can't tell what that one says either. All right, so our next one is All-Star Movies. And you have oversized animals. No. You've got a pool right here, which looks really cool. It's the Fantasia pool with your mop and buckets here. Got your 101 Dalmatians section. You got a Toy Story section right there. That is really cool. You've got your
Herbie
section. There's a car section too, isn't there?
No.
Oh no, I was thinking of something else. Let's see if we can find some rooms.
So the rooms are going to look pretty much identical as All-Star Sports.
So here's the room.
That's
a renovated room.
Yep, that's a renovated room.
Yeah, and you can see like right there where one bed has the lighting around it. That's the pull down one.
Yep. Hello, Birdwell. Welcome in.
This room really looks just like the Pop Century room that I see.
It's like identical.
Yeah.
I was able to pull up a big map.
You want to share it?
Sure. It's already down there.
Okay. So, one thing I will mention is that these All-Star resorts, the only transportation you have is bus or drive yourself.
Right. So here's a map of All-Star movies. The cinema hall is right up here. You come straight down, and this will be one of your main pool areas with the Fantasia. And then straight down is the Love Bug. And these are going to be your preferred rooms here. And these are going to be your standard. These are going to be standard. And over here in the Mighty Ducks area is actually going to be some preferred rooms, because the preferred rooms at the All-Stars are pretty much based by if they are by the pool. I know like at Pop, which we'll get to in a little bit, the categories are different. And then you have 101 Dalmatians. And definitely, if you make time to wander around the resort, Timothy, that is not necessarily true. The All-Stars only share buses during the slow times of the year. If it is a busy time of year, each resort has their own dedicated bus. That's a really big misconception. So either one, you went at a slower time, or two, they were bundled. It was maybe towards the end of the night, but right now, and they stopped cramming everybody onto a bus a couple of years ago. Each one has their own dedicated one.
So before the shutdown, because right now the All-Stars are not open.
Except for this one.
Yeah. Before the shutdown, the room rates ran anywhere between $118 per night to $285 a night, depending on what time of year you were going. And you said this one, which one? It was at the movies or the music that has the suites?
Movies. Music. It's going to be the next one.
Okay, so those run, and this includes the suite, anywhere between $118 per night to $581 a night. So a standard room would be likely $118 a night, and then your suites would be like $581.
All-Star Music was actually the first value to offer a family suite.
You stayed at movies and never shared, but
yeah.
We open and close the park. Okay, so I will pull up All-Star Music.
And I'm working on pulling up the map.
Okay. So for some pictures, I think this is actually the one that we originally booked for our trip, but they didn't open it, so we had to move to Pop. But you've got like the guitar section. Boots. These boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. 3 caballeros in the pool. That looks cool. Those nighttime pictures are so pretty. That is a big pool. Then there's the music pool, shaped like a piano.
The piano.
You have a? Did you find a map?
I did.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's go to it. Yeah, I had that misconception too, Timothy, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to stay there if they're sharing, and but I mean, they're not probably not anymore. But buses probably aren't any more crowded than the buses to any other resort when at the end of the night. Now in the mornings, probably, because I will admit the Pop Century buses in the mornings were packed, whereas the buses in the mornings at Coronado Springs and Animal Kingdom Lodge were not. But at night, they always were.
All right, so here's your map of All-Star Music. Again, we have the check-in. You have 2 pool areas. Obviously, the main pool is going to be smaller, or main pool is going to be bigger than the smaller pool. And I do like that All-Star Music is set up in a hub and spoke system. I think out of all 3 of the All-Stars, this one is set up the best. It's you've got a direct walk from the hall where the bus stop is through to the back of you don't have any off over here, you don't have any off down here. It's much more condensed, and I think this one was the best of the plotted out. And the standard rooms at All-Star Music run 260 square feet, and they're the same as all the All-Stars in Pop Century. And then in the Jazz and Calypso building, the suites are 520 square feet. And they are slightly larger than the cabins at Fort Wilderness, but they are a little smaller than the family suites at AOA. And so what they did was they took 2 bedrooms, they knocked out a wall, and created a family suite. So the suites have a queen bed plus a pull-out sleeper sofa, a chair bed, and an ottoman bed. So, and then you have pretty much the same amenities across the board. So Calypso and Jazz Inn, these 4 right here are going to be where your family suites are. And the All-Stars all do share parking lots. So like All-Star Music, we're at All-Star Music, and All-Star Movies is like right down in this area. So this parking lot, they actually combine between All-Star Music and All-Star Movies.
Okay, so I have Pop Century up, and I will go ahead and put that on the screen. So here are your pictures for Pop Century. I stayed here back in October, and I stayed in, I think it was the 50s section. Hold on, let's see if I can find which section I was at. Yeah, I was right. No, I wasn't right there. I was where the God. I think it was the 50 section. I just can't remember. I don't remember this section. I don't remember seeing it. The phone section, like where that is. I don't remember that. But I do remember the pool. We went to the pool. And that's the 70s section. Out of sight. And this is where the food is. When we went there, they were like, you couldn't even walk up to it. You had to order it to go and then get it from the table and go sit down. It's right by the Skyliner, so you get to ride the Skyliner. Do you have the map pulled up yet?
I do. It's down there.
Okay, I'll show that in just a second. Oh, this section, that's where I stayed. That building right back there. I was like way over here. So the average price at Pop Century runs anywhere between $162 a night to $213 a night for a standard room. And then up to $230 for a preferred room. And that was in January. So a marathon week would be like $223 a night on average. October, when I booked for mine, it was $220 a night. So the reason it's higher than All Stars is because it is right right by the Skyliner. So you have two modes of transportation. You have the buses and you have the Skyliner. And that Skyliner is so beneficial. I loved being right there on the Skyliner.
It's the death trap in the sky.
Oh.
All right. So here's the layout for Pop Century. As you can see, Pop Century does have 3 pools. There's one in the 50s area, one in the 80s area, and then the main pool in the 60s area. This one is shaped like a bowling pin. This one is shaped like a flower, and this one is a computer. The 60s area is going to be your preferred room, preferred pool. These are going to be your standard pool for the 80s and the 50s. There are some preferred in both the 50s and the 70s area, but there's not much. And actually the preferred rooms on there are they're going to be towards the top, like the top floors, not the bottom floors. So the lobby, the buses are here. The Skyliner is actually like right in the middle of this bridge, and the bridge crosses to Art of Animation. And I'm going to touch on this because Randy made a point about it with All Stars. He says, depending on your movie's room, it can be easier to hit the music buses. And my tip and this goes for Art of Animation and Pop Century both, because the bus stops are right next to each other. If there's a super long line for Pop Century and there's a really short line for Art of Animation, jump on the Art of Animation line. Because if it's a pretty short line, you're guaranteed to get on a bus. Yeah. Same goes to the opposite way. If you're saying Art of Animation and you see the Pop Century bus is shorter, jump in the Pop Century bus. You're gonna get there a lot quicker, and all you have to do is walk literally across the bridge. And it's really neat. We hadn't been in the Art of Animation building at all until we decided to jump on the bus, and we're like, wow, it's really neat in here. And seeing like how they have it all, like the lobby and stuff all set up. But it's just a really quick hop over the bridge.
And the Skyliner's right there. I stayed over there in building 2.
We were when we were there in 2017 for 2 weeks. We were in building 2, like literally. You see where this junction is right by my cursor right there?
Yeah.
There's a room like right to the left of it over here. There's a room on the end, and then there's another one right beside it, which connects right here. That was our room right there.
Ours was the corner in the very back by the parking lot, but it was the corner facing the water, so we could see the Skyliner going around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool because it was a standard room, but we could see the Skyliner.
Something to note is that if you are going to Epcot or Hollywood Studios from a Skyliner resort, and this is value, this is moderate, they are not running buses.
No, they're not.
Those parks. Originally, because I was actually there when they made the change. They went to, okay, we're going to have one bus for each park, and they're going to run every hour. And now they aren't running them at all. So if like me, the Skyliner terrifies me. I call it the death trap in the sky. Unfortunately, because Epcot is one of our preferred parks, we can no longer stay at Pop Century because I cannot physically ride it. I will have a panic attack, and I can't do it. So this is all kind of off limits for us until they make some changes. And I know a lot of people have complained about it because they're like, my kids won't ride it. How are we supposed to get to studios? And Disney's kind of like, So hopefully, as they start bringing more cast members back, they will go back to having a bus run every hour, once an hour for those two parks.
Yeah. The other thing I'll mention is that typically the Skyliner closes 1 hour after the park closes, that part of the Skyliner. Sometimes, like on weekends or something, they'll stay open 2 hours late. But if they close and say you're at the boardwalk and you're going to the Skyliner and you want to get back to your resort, you can't do it Skyliner. However, sometimes if you go over to the bus station, it's not every time, so you can't rely on it. You may have to Uber. You go to the bus station and there's a bus sitting there and nobody's getting on it. The bus driver may say, "Where do you need to go?" And they'll take you. Mm-hmm. They did that for me and my sister, and we were like, "Oh, thank you so much," because we were leaving Epcot and we needed to get back to Pop, and and we stayed so late we couldn't get back to the Skyliner because we shut down that park. We were the last people to leave, and the Skyliner was already done. They're like, "We already closed the Skyliner. You're going to have to take a bus," and we're like, "We can't take the bus." They took us. We were the only people on there, and they took us straight to our resort. It was fantastic.
Hello, Melly Mel.
Welcome in, Melly Mel. Randy says, thanks to no mac and cheese as a side at Pop, we ate at Art of Animation twice. That turkey sandwich.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of, the ciabatta sandwich at Pop is phenomenal. When you're going into the food court, it's at the one all the way to your far left, and right behind it is actually another food spot that's kind of hidden, and they serve Dole Whips.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, like, if this is the Pop Century food court, make sure I know my right from my left today. If this is the far left, if you go around the corner, they have a Dole Whip right back here.
That's cool. I didn't
know. It's
that.
Not advertised. You have to know about it. It's almost like a secret thing. And it was really funny because Sam was like, I'm going to go to the room. And I said, okay. Because it was New Year's Eve. And Sam went to the room and I stopped and I got me a Dole Whip. No, I did not get two. I walked in the room and he went, where did you get that? Food court. Where's mine? You went to the room.
I will also
name.
Hi, Mary. Welcome in. I will also say, I don't know if you've had any of the drinks at the bar at Pop Century. Yes. They make them strong. The
bar drinks at Petals are phenomenal.
They are so good and so strong. Mine had a gummy worm in it.
Yes. The pool bar is situated it's right outside of the pool, the gated area for the pool. Mm-hmm. Because you do have to have your magic band to get in and out. So I know some people, the new thing is the Skyliner crawl. where you go and have a drink at all the different Skyliner resorts, you can get into the one at Pop Century because it is outside of the pool gate.
I need to do that.
Hello, Theme Park Adventures. And she says she likes the hula hoop at Kettles. And if you tell them what I did one day, I said, I like pineapple juice, I like rum, and they're like, what kind of rum? I said, oh, either spiced or flavored. And they made me a drink.
Yeah, they did that for me too.
And don't be afraid to say, like, if you don't drink a whole lot and you go like, hey, I just typically drink a beer at home, they're always happy to make something that they think you will like.
Yeah. Coronado Springs Bar does that too. They'll just, if you say you don't know what you want, they'll ask you what you like, and then they'll make you something.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes the workers at the bar have their own specialty drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, hey, do you have a specialty drink that you make? And probably 4 out of 5 will go, yes. Get the specialty drink.
The bathroom too, Randy. In the 50s section, you had to have your magic band to get into the bathroom by the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's outside of the pool. I was like, I really gotta pee. My magic band's over there. And the lady was like, okay, I'll let you in.
Magic bands are waterproof. So.
Yeah.
The splash pads are right over in this area. You can't see that. The splash pads are right here.
Also, the 50s parking in the 50s, it actually connects to Art of Animation parking.
Yes.
Like the far end over there. Yeah.
Well, Mary, one of the things that they do that to discourage people from the Orlando area from just coming in and using the facilities.
Yeah. No, actually, it didn't run the path. I knew we were going to be there for 10 days, and I knew I would be extremely exhausted if I did runs too. If it had been a shorter trip, I might have, but we were there for 10 full days and at the park every single day. So I didn't
goodness.
But we did walk it and read all the facts that they have. So the good thing about the pop trails is that in both directions, you'll have a different fact on the board, and you can walk by, and it's all within that time period. So if you're in the 50s sections, you've got all the 50s facts about Walt Disney World,
mm-hmm.
the 60s and 70s. And when you're going in the opposite direction, you've got the same thing, just different facts. It's really cool.
Yeah. And one of the things that Pop and AOA have is they have a running path.
Yes.
And so it's going to be this very far outer loop, this very thin one on the very outside. You can see it's kind of grayer than the other.
Mm-hmm.
That is because that is your running loop. And especially because all of the Run Disney events have been virtual, a lot of people have actually booked their trips and they go run it. There's big groups to do it.
The other thing you might want to mention about that, though, is like during social distancing, they used some of that running path as a social distance for the Skyliner.
Yeah. So just be aware.
Yeah. I don't know if they're still social distancing that. I did see something where they were removing social distancing markers.
All the social distancing markers are boosted.
Cool.
So does anyone have any questions so far about the All-Stars, about their transportation, about Pop, its transportation, before we move on to Art of Animation?
No questions? We can come back to the questions.
We can.
So Art of Animation is across the pond from Pop Century. You can see Art of Animation from Pop Century. We could see it and could see, I wonder if I've got a picture I can show you guys. Let me see if I can find it on my gram.
On the gram?
On the gram.
Well, while you're looking at that, I've got the map up.
Okay.
So there you go. So when we were talking about it earlier, some facts. These three over here in the corner, 7, 8, and 9. These are the oldest buildings in the Art of Animation area. The Little Mermaid rooms. These, like Christy was saying, were actually, this area was supposed to be the other half of Pop Century. It was supposed to be the legendary years. It was supposed to be the 1900s, 1910s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. How they were going to fully break it up, not quite sure, with how they ended up doing it this way. But when 9/11 happened, these were the only three that were built, and construction ceased because tourism pretty much went down the tubes. So eventually they decided they did want to build another value resort. They opted not to go with the other side, and thus Art of Animation came to fruition. They did finish kind of remodeling these three buildings, and that became the Little Mermaid rooms. Then you have the Lion King family suites, the Finding Nemo suites, and the Cars suites. And you can tell which they thought was the most popular, which they gave it to Cars. So there are, again, three pools: the big blue pool within the Finding Nemo area, the Cars area, and the pool for the Little Mermaid area. This pool is the only pool on property that has underwater music. And as you can see over here, the parking connects over to Art of Animation, or to Pop Century, and the bridge cuts across, and here kind of in the middle, pretty much where it cuts off, is where the Skyliner is.
I haven't found the picture of the Skyliner yet, but I did find a picture that I took from Pop Century if anybody wants to see it.
Sure.
All right. Let me pop it up.
Pop it up, pop it up.
Pop it up. Oh, I gotta share a different screen. Share screen.
Share the screen.
And it's this one. So that's one of the rooms in the 50s section. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, let me see if I can go find that picture that I was looking for. Everybody just look at my gram.
Everybody look at the gram.
Look at the gram.
Look at the gram. Look at the gram.
It's in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So this is a view from the room I was in. Actually, I think this is street level, but right outside. It's actually video. Pardon me. You can see that's all of Art Animation over there, and then the ground. And the Skyliner going around.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to go look for Art of Animation Art of Animation Resort and show you some pictures.
I've got some pictures of All-Star movies.
Oh, cool. Go look for those while I share.
I got them.
Google pictures. Google pictures. Okay.
There you go. Oh, wow. That was quick. All right. So this is outside as you're turning in this is from our car. This is from our 2014 trip. So this is in the Fantasia area. This is the Love Bug area. You can see they're using Herbie. And this was the little lizard that was running around. Right here is in the Love Bug area, and sometimes they actually have a Herbie car right here, and sometimes they don't. You can tell my husband was very enthused. So this is kind of with the poles. This is the main area, which is themed on Fantasia. The hat, Donald and Daisy, the Jack in the Box, the little ballerina. All of this obviously from Fantasia. And this is my Mickey bar. My Mickey Rice Krispie treat. This is some of the decor in the seating area at All-Star Movies. This old film reels. Bucket of soldiers. I took me 5 minutes to get out of the stupid little race car. And this is actually the decor up at the very top of the building. So definitely, if you are staying at an All-Star, make sure to look up because you never know what you're going to see. And so this leads into the Toy Story area, and it is massively huge. And these are ginormous. And big blocks. Would it say Woody and Buzz? Funny story about this. Sam's like, go stand in front of it. And I looked at him and go, why? He goes, so I can take your picture. And I literally said, what's it going to do to me? He went, what? What do you mean, what's it going to do to you? And I'm like, what's it going to do to me? Is it going to, like, touch and pat me on the head or something? He's like, no. I literally thought it was going to, like, move and, like, try to pat me on the head or something. And then, so this is the Toy Story area. They have ginormous, like, a checkers game, a nice little photo spot. This is how they disguise, whoa, go back. This is how they disguise the stairwells. They put something around it so that it kind of disguises it. It's kind of like their go away green in the theme parks. You kind of don't look at it. This way it's not like, bam, here's some stairs. Bam, here's another set of stairs.
Yeah, ours had pinballs around it.
Yeah, so they're disguised in some way so that they're there. You know that they're there, but like it's not like right in your face.
Yeah.
And as you can see, an obvious Florida thunderstorm was rolling through.
So I found another Graham picture. This is the section I stayed in, the 50s section, which is really cool. Those are freaking huge. And the songs on here, some of them like said Mickey, blah blah blah, and you know, it had like kind of secret messages in there. It was kind of cool. Let me see if I can find any more. That's not what I was looking for though, but I came across it and I said, okay, I will pull that up.
Do you want me to see if I have any other pictures?
Sure. I will go ahead and share the Art of Animation pictures from the
Awesome. Go for it.
Huh?
Go for it.
Okay. And Art of Animation. Here are the Art of Animation pictures. Little Mermaid sections there.
Yep, Rubik's Cubes is one of them. That's going to be like in your 60s, 70s area, I think.
That's what it looks like in the front. They repaint these big photos here regularly. They just did that recently, actually.
Yep.
This is what the room looks like if it's not been renovated. If it has, it looks more like the rooms that we showed you at Pop.
Yep.
Nemo. There's your arcade area. There's your lobby. Looks really cool. Here's more of the rooms. A Little Mermaid room. I feel like the Art of Animation ones are much more themed inside the rooms than the other value resorts are. Did you show the map already? You did, didn't you? It's right here.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's so. Here's what one of the suites looks like on the inside. That couch, that red couch that she's sitting on is a pull-out couch. It pulls out into a bed. Little Mermaid section. Pool area. Cozy cones. Cozy cones.
Yep. And you can go, like, even if you're not staying here, you can't go look in a room, but you can go wander around and check out, like, the outdoor decor. You can't obviously go swimming, but you can go check out all the different, like, the Cozy Cones and the Lion King stuff, and definitely check it out.
Yeah. So this is I'm assuming it's either...
It's a family suite.
I think it's a Nemo themed room because I see.
Yes,
doors.
that's Nemo. Mm-hmm.
And then this one is a Lion King themed one.
Yes.
And this one is
Little Mermaid.
And there's another view of the lobby.
And there's the cozy cones.
Tomato. Ursula, big huge Ursula right there.
Yep.
Okay, did you find your pictures?
Huh?
Did you find your pictures?
Yeah. I didn't know how long you were going to want to run this, so I didn't know if you wanted to go on to pros and cons.
Oh, yeah, we can go ahead and go on the pros and cons unless they want to see more pictures. You had a bowling pin at the 50s. Yes, we had bowling pins at the 50s.
I just have some more outdoor shots of the movies area. Not too many, just a couple.
Is that? Oh, that's me. Let's see. I was trying to find one picture and I don't see it.
So, advantages to staying at a value resort.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're going to be the cheap. If you want to stay on property, it is the cheapest way to do so.
Yes.
Actual
on property. They have resorts that are good neighbor resorts, but they're not Disney resorts.
Right. Obviously, another there's the group that wants to stay on property for the cheapest amount.
Mm-hmm.
There's the group that says it's a place to sleep and shower. Mm-hmm. We're up at X time to get to the parks by the time they open, and we're not leaving until they get back, till they close. That's another great group for the value resorts because you really aren't there too long.
That's me and my sister. But when I take my family, that's not my family. They want to go back. They want a whole day relaxing at the resort.
If you are going with like a big group, like a school group for band or choir or cheerleading, they typically stay at the values. So it's great for bigger groups. Now, the values are not, and this is a personal opinion, and anyone in the chat can completely argue with me, that's fine. The values are not for someone who wants to just lay around and relax.
No, it's not quiet enough. It's so loud.
Exactly. That's where you're going to have a lot of families with kids, especially around the pool. So if you're wanting a quiet pool relaxing time, the value resorts are not for you.
No. If there's kids above you, you're going to hear them.
Yeah. Always, especially if you're in a Disney rooms, I don't know, they seem thinner. Like the walls and the floor seem thinner than other hotels. I'm sure they're not. It may just feel that way. So we're always trying to be conscious. Don't just like throw something on the floor because somebody just like, what was that? Is something about to fall through the floor? So, just be conscious of that.
Randy, we'll do moderates next week. But when I stayed at Coronado Springs, it was loud, like louder than it was when I stayed at Pop. But there was construction.
Yeah, next week will be moderates, and we'll know what we're doing more.
Yeah. And it'll be on Lena's channel next week. We'll rotate it between our two every other week.
Some of the positives about a value resort is that if you are looking for just a place to sleep, shower, maybe take an afternoon nap, a value is going to be great, but they are far away from all of the theme parks. The All-Stars are over in the Animal Kingdom area, so it is quite a drive or ride to Magic Kingdom, to Epcot, to Hollywood Studios. pretty short distance to Animal Kingdom. Pop and Art of Animation are fairly close to Epcot and Studios. They're obviously, you have the Skyliner for those. I want to say it's probably about 30 minutes by bus. If you're not hitting every single light, from Magic Kingdom to Pop. So you are a little bit of a distance from the theme parks. I mean, you're paying for you're not paying for theme park access. You're paying for a bed and a shower.
Yeah. But the showers are nice, especially the renovated room. They have like the waterfall shower head, and they also have a removable shower head. Like that shower was nice. And the funny thing is like it had nicer showers than Grand Floridian, because Grand Floridian hasn't been recently renovated.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Melly says, enjoy having the Skyliner.
Yeah. I enjoy having the Skyliner right there, the access. I really enjoy that. And the soaps and body washes in the value resorts are anchored to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Floridian, that like the value, or I don't know about all of the deluxe resorts, but the Grand Floridian did not have them mounted to the wall. They were still the ones you could take
home. One of the things, and I think we discussed this earlier today. Right now, there is no housekeeping. If you need extra towels, if you need them to take trash, you can call housekeeping and they will come pick that up from you. So
the other downfall, like I stayed at Pop Century during the pandemic when staff was low. The other downfall is I felt like the trash cans were always overflowing.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
And I don't know if that is regularly a problem.
Yeah, that's regularly a problem.
Okay. And they stunk too. Like you could
yes.
smell. If you have a room that's right by the stairs, you're going to smell trash. You want at least a couple away from it, because
if you are in a room and you're close to a trash can and you're like, man, it's kind of overflowing, or man, it's kind of smells, do not hesitate to call housekeeping, because housekeeping will get in touch with maintenance and they will get it taken care of. They do not want you to be going in. They don't want you to have stinky nose.
Yeah. We had stinky nose every night. It was always overflowing, and somebody always put their baby's poopy diaper in that trash can.
Yeah, that is since the renovations. They say that it helps keep costs down. Instead of sending like $50 worth of shampoos and soaps home, you do still get bar soap in the values, but the soap, shampoo, that kind of stuff otherwise is in the bottles.
Yeah. So Melly Mel says she misses the Sapphire Falls at Universal Studios.
We will be talking about that too.
Yeah,
it's on the list.
Yeah, it's definitely on a list to the Universal resorts. And what we'll do is, after one of the streams that we do the Universal resorts, we'll do a compare and contrast between Disney and Universal resorts.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're just talking about Disney's value resorts. And then you love French Quarter at Disney too. I actually had French Quarter booked in 2019 or 2018. Was it 2018 or 19? I don't remember. It was one of the two. It was 2018. And then I switched to Animal Kingdom Lodge because I got free dining. And then the next year I actually had Caribbean Beach booked, and then switched to Animal Kingdom Lodge. So for me, bonuses are the Skyliner for sure. Like, I really liked the fact that the Skyliner was there. The running trail, even though I didn't utilize it, I liked that it was potentially there to utilize. The gift shop was easily accessible. I feel like some gift shops are not as easily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
The pool bar was really good. Downfall was the trash not getting picked up. And maybe that's a problem with just like the outside resorts, but I don't remember smelling trash or seeing overflowing trash at Coronado Springs. Another downfall is the buses are jam packed, crazy, madhouse bus situation at Pop. Anyway,
And again, you know, that little tip, if you're staying at Pop Century and the Art of Animation line is really short, jump in that AOA line, and vice versa. If you're staying at AOA and the Pop line is really short, jump in that Pop line. You will, even with going to the opposite resort, walking through to your resort, you are probably still going to make it there long before you would have standing in that other line. Yeah. And the same way with the All-Stars. If it's one of the times where sometimes if it's like we said earlier, if it's a really slow time, they may have one bus. If it's a busier time and they're running all 3 buses and you're staying at sports, but music line is really short, jump on that music bus and just walk across. It's going to take, again, less time for you to do that than wait on that bus, because you may have to wait on a bus, or you may be standing up. And I don't know about you, Christy, but at the end of a long day on my feet, I don't relish standing up on a bus.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Melly Mel, I freaking love the fact the Skyliner's there. The buses are ridiculous. The renovated rooms are nice. They have the rolling door to close off to the bathroom, which I love.
Yeah, that was a really nice perk.
And then also what I said a few minutes ago about the shower heads being way nicer than even the Grand Floridian's bathrooms. Like the renovated bathroom itself, like the shower is much nicer than the Grand Floridian shower because it's been renovated. It's been upgraded. You've got the waterfall shower and the removable head one. Grand Floridian has the removable head, but that's it. So there are perks to every resort and there are downfalls to every resort.
Agreed.
Definitely. So you really just got to check to see what you like and what you don't like. What do you want to spend a lot of time waiting in line for a bus? Or do you want to be closer to the parks? Spend more money so you're closer to the parks. It's really where you want to spend your time, where your time's allocated. Do you have any time allocated for resort time? Because if you have time allocated for resort time, like a full day or half a day, I definitely encourage the upgrade if it's in your budget to go to either a moderate or a deluxe resort, because you're not going to have enjoy a day at the resort at a value resort if you're not there for your kids. If it's
right.
You and your partner, you're probably not going to enjoy a day off at the value resort. If you're there with your kids and you just want your kids to have a fun pool day, you probably will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the cast member that's out there overseeing the bus stuff at all the bus stops, they know. They're like, hey, they'll call in. If there's a long line, like say for Magic Kingdom, mm-hmm. they will, hey, we need another bus, or hey, you're going to have to send the big boy.
Yeah, they run tons of buses. Another thing that they do, and I saw this, is like if there's a long line at the Skyliner, they'll pull buses over at the transfer station and load people on buses and take them. What were you saying about thin walls is true. The people in the room next to us at the Pop were coughing up a storm, and I was like, feels like it might catch COVID through the wall. Yeah.
The Rona.
Nathan?
Hello, Nathan, welcome in. So we hope that this was helpful for you. Mm-hmm. Next week, we're going to be discussing the moderate resorts on my channel, the Whole Family Adventures. So we hope that you will come bounce back and forth with us as we talk. And we've got like a ton of things that we talked about this morning on my live stream. We've got everything from the holiday seasons at all of the theme parks. We've got mini golf, and that's not just like Disney or just Universal, but like fun mini golfs across the board. Then, like, if somebody has a specific location, like, are you going to Nashville? Are you going to Branson? Are you going to LA? Good Neighbor Resorts falls in kind of with what we're talking now. All of the resorts at the different theme parks. We've got lists. We've got a list, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's something that you want us to discuss, shoot us a DM.
I live just outside of Nashville, so if anyone does have any questions about Nashville or even Knoxville, because I'm from there, or Gatlinburg, because that's like right there by Knoxville, we can also talk about that. Just you can always drop one of us a DM on Instagram, or leave it in the chat, or put it in the comments after the show's over, and just mention what you're interested in, what do you want to check out, what you want to hear about. If you want tips and tricks on how to get discounts and things like that, like when's the best time to go, what's the weather like, we know that information. The tips and tricks might be a little more difficult because we're in a pandemic time, and things have changed, and we don't know if they're going to go back to the way they were. We don't know if the meal plan will come back. We don't know if free meal plans will come back. There's stuff we just don't know, but we can definitely mention the stuff that was there previously.
One of the things that leads me to believe that we will not be seeing the dining plan for a while is typically our friends from the UK, when they come over, they always have some sort of free dining plan. It doesn't matter what resort they stay at, they have some sort of free dining plan. And they did not get a free dining plan. They got a dining credit card. Like a dining card with credit on it. Like sometimes at Disney, like the Good Neighbor Resorts will do, like they have X amount of dollars on a card.
Yeah.
That's what they are getting. And I think the max that it was like $950 or something. And I'm like, that's not free dining. So that tells me that that was for booking, I think, into 2022. So that tells me that we're not getting the dining plan back anytime soon.
Probably not. And I don't think we'll get like regular fast passes back anytime soon either. I think they may go to a paid.
My guess is that we will see something similar to Max Pass if and when there's a fast pass back at Disney World.
Yeah. So also, if you guys have any booking needs and need to book a trip, you can get in touch with either one of us to book a trip anywhere you want to go. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for our talk session, but we will tell you what we've got coming up. I'll let Lena go first.
Okay. Hi, my name's Lena. I'm half of the Hall Family Adventures. I do the channel with my husband, Sam. Chronologically, starting on Sundays at 4 p.m. Central is Craft and Chat on my channel, the Hall Family Adventures. Sometimes Christy comes and does makeup. Just Sammy things. Crystal from Crystal Disney comes and hangs out. We have a great time. Wednesday mornings, I have a summer live stream called Coffee Corner. We chat about random things that sometimes makes absolutely no sense because typically I am having my first cup of coffee in the midst of this rambling. So
she made me cry last week or earlier this week.
I did? How did I make you cry? Wait a minute.
Cry. I just started
tearing. Like, wait, what?
We were talking about something and it made me tear up. Do you remember? I don't remember what we were talking about. But I was like, oh, sorry, I think I cried.
And then every other week, Wednesday evening will be Travel Talk on my channel. Next week, it will be on my channel, and we will be discussing the moderate resorts. Thursday night, I am on Christy's channel for Magical Makeup with Christy.
Next week is Tuesday.
And I'll let Christy tell that. Friday nights, I'm part of Castle Chat with Christy. Wait, I live stream with you a lot.
You do, don't you?
Hold on, let me think about this. Like 4 All of my live streams involve you.
Not all of them, just occasionally two of them do. Well, one of them, what is it? The craft and chat is occasional.
Yeah, but you are involved in all of them in some way.
It's true.
Friday night, I am part of the Castle Chat crew, which is myself, Christy, and Sammy from Just Sammy Things. This week, however, it is on Perfectly Cat's channel. And our dedicated video upload dates for 2021 are Tuesdays and Saturdays. However, there is a big announcement coming for 2022.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get my phone out. I'm spacey today. I'm so spaced out.
Oh, I have 6 collabs going on. You do not have to send anything. I started out with 4 and I got talked into creating 2 more. Just saying. I have
Lindsay, not me. Blame Lindsay.
I blame you. I have a Christmas in July craft and recipe collab. I have a Happy Birthday Harry Potter collab. I have a Star Spangled collab. I have a Talk Like a Pirate collab, which is anything pirate related. National Hobbit Day collab and a National Grinch Day collab. And if you are interested in participating in any of those, whether you want to make a cocktail, make a recipe, make a craft, do your makeup, throw something at the screen, let me know, and you can participate. No shipping required.
Throw something at the screen. So apparently I have a collab on 6/8 for the Best Friends Day collab that I haven't done yet. So
yeah, you need to film that.
What am I supposed to do again?
I don't know. I'm not involved in that one.
Oh. All I know is I know who hosts it, and I know that I was doing Jack and Zero, but I don't know what I was supposed to do.
I would go find your chat on Instagram.
Probably. And then I've got a sleepover swap on 6/11, which Sammy, I think you shipped it, but I haven't received it yet. I don't know if Sammy's watching. She's probably not. And Year of the Ear on the 13th. And then I need to change this one because me and her have pushed that swap out.
Hello, Megan.
Hi, Megan. Okay, so.
Next week, makeup.
Well, tomorrow first. Tomorrow night is Magical Makeup with Christy, and we're going to have Syria from Dream It DIY on as a guest, and we are doing Daisy Duck to celebrate Daisy Duck's birthday. So that one should be fun. I haven't picked out a look yet, but I always wait till the last minute for that. And then Friday, as Lena said, we've got Castle Chat on Kat's channel. Next week, there will not be a Magical Makeup on Thursday night because I'm going out of town. But there will be on Tuesday night, and we were doing Pride. So because this month is Pride month, so we're doing Pride for next Magical Makeup with Christy next week, which is Tuesday instead of Thursday.
And are we doing Castle Chat next Friday?
If we are, you're hosting it because
okay.
I'm not here. It would be just you and Sammy because I'm out of town.
Okay.
So if you want to cancel it, you can.
I'll get with her.
Yeah, if not, you could always talk news. There's tons of Disney news going on right now. And then Wednesday night we'll be back here. Bye. Have a good night, Mary. We'll be back here for some more travel, talking about Moderate, but we'll be on Lena's channel. And stay tuned for some fun stuff coming up to do with makeup. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You know what they are.
Okay.
All right. It's not till August.
Okay. I know what we're talking about now.
Okay.
I thought that was something else. I'm like, wait a minute. What am I doing?
Well, we also have a fun, because if you watch our Magical Makeup with Christy, we're always talking about what makeup we're using and people may ask how much it costs and things like that. We also have something fun coming up in July, and we spent under $10 to do our entire face of makeup. And we show you how much we spend. We show you what we do, and we're going to put the makeup on and to let you see how it looks. My dog ate mine.
The dog ate her homework.
The dog ate her homework, like literally ate it. But I have salvaged it. So when I go to apply one of them, I will be applying it out of the side of the tube.
I hope you disinfected it first. Just saying.
Just saying. You don't want that dog slob in your eye. You might get pink eye.
Pretty much.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate it. Come back next week on Lena's channel for Moderate Resorts, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye, everyone.